but this is one of the things that bothers a lot of people. We started the show talking about the potential mastermind. These masterminds, in a lot of these instances, whether it was Tennessee or in this case in Belgium, they're born, they're raised in the West, and somehow they come to hate the West. I don't think they're self-radicalized. I think something happens in the home, and then something happens later on in life. So I want to ask you guys, how does this happen? How can someone born in the Western country that took their family in, fed them, nurtured them, how could they turn on them so viciously? Shawn, I want to ask you, how does this happen?
I mean, if you're talking about radicalization, you're looking at people who are disenfranchised. They're not happy. They're having problems
but
at
one
work.
Second, Shawn, I'll let you finish, but let me cut in 1 second. I mean, when you leave your country with just the clothes on your back and you go somewhere and you get welfare benefits, medical benefits, you actually get a job, you do pretty well, your kids go to college in these countries, where are they being disenfranchised?
You know, what I've seen with radicalization here, certainly domestically, I've not been in Syria to look at that area, but here domestically, the radicalization that we've seen, these are people who are having difficulties somewhere. They're reaching out, not unlike the way street gangs in this country, in the United States, have radicalized people and brought them in because they're just looking for somebody to connect with. They want to feel like they're part of a larger whole. They want to feel like they're part of an organization, and that's part of them looking out for another group that will help make them feel like they belong.
I get the Crips and the Bloods, no father in the home, that kind of thing. But you take the Tsarnaevs, for instance, Stephen. Their mother, the behavior that she exhibited during the court proceedings and afterwards, this is someone who was in this country, took hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of welfare, and still resented this nation to the point that she raised people that hated us enough to commit these atrocities.
That's right, and it's one of the reasons why we have to look at. I agree with you. There is no such thing as self-radicalization. These are not ideas that people are born with. They either travel to troubled areas and come back with these kinds of ideas, or they are approached via online communities, or they're approached by people in their own community. But there's also something that is particularly toxic about this Islamist ideology that is animating this violence right now. It's getting people to do more horrific and barbaric things than any other thing going in the streets right now.
Steve, what do you make of it?
Charles, I really don't have the answer to that, but on the refugee issue, I could share this with you. I'd rather be safe than sorry. It's not that we're not being compassionate. You see those horrific
No, I know that. I'm just saying when we have shown compassion, and yet it might not even be, listen, as concerned as we are with embedded terrorists with these refugees, there are people who are in this country right now who were born and raised here, had all the benefits of being American citizens and lived a great life compared to the rest of the world, and still that nugget, that kernel of hate blooms into massive carnage.
And it could have started as simple as a negative encounter with a police officer on the street. I've seen it time again. I hate cops. Wow. I hate the country.